DCS requires quite a lot and quite fast memory, and I have gone through many storage drives until I found the best one for me. Hey guys, Emils here, and in this video we will be taking a look at the WD Black SN850X drive and see how it performs with DCS World. Alright, let's get into it. So previously I have ran DCS on multiple drives, starting from a spinning hard drive, which we all know is not ideal for DCS. Then I upgraded to a SATA SSD, which was great while I was using a desktop PC. When I moved to a laptop, I started using it as an external drive, through an enclosure. But the speeds are not that great with this enclosure. And for a while now, I was running DCS from an internal M.2 SSD from Crucial, and it has been great. It was fast enough, and 1 TB of space is enough for my DCS installation. But when I got the chance to get a faster SSD, I took it. Thank you to Western Digital for sending this SSD to test and review. The WD Black SN850X is an M.2 SSD drive that can reach read speeds of up to 7,300 MB per second, while with sequential write it can reach speeds of 6,300 MB per second. All this combined gives you a less laggy experience and faster load times, as we will see later in DCS. There is also a heatsink version which helps with heat dispersion, but without the heatsink it works well too. You can also get this drive but with much more storage. I will leave a link in the description for you to check it out. So I installed it in my PC, and man oh man, the load times feel much faster for DCS, but let's actually compare the speeds before and after. So these are the Crystal Diskmark benchmark speeds for the old Crucial SSD, and these are the Western Digital Black SSD speeds. Very impressive, right? A disclaimer, however, that you might get different results and that your computer might not be able to use the full potential of this SSD. If you were to get it for yourself, you have to do some research about your computer, CPU and motherboard to see what generation drives they support and up to what speeds. Because maybe you can't use as fast of a drive and you are better off getting a less fast drive and save some money. But alright, these speeds probably mean nothing to you. Let's test them out with DCS, starting by just launching the game. For the Crucial SSD, it took about 43 seconds from launcher to the main menu, and interestingly enough, it took about the same time for the Western Digital SSD. Then I tested how long it takes to load a map in the mission editor, and for Sinai it was about 53 seconds for the Crucial SSD, and for the Western Digital Black, on average it was about 33 seconds, so as we can see, a bit of an improvement there. Then I loaded a mission on Normandy, which was a lot quicker and only took 35 seconds for the Crucial and about 25 seconds for the new SSD. Now that again is a more noticeable difference. For loading into multiplayer, I chose 4xA Syria. Now this also has some other factors such as internet speed and amount of people in the server, so the speed could vary. Just loading into the server took 2 minutes and 50 seconds with the Crucial SSD, and loading into an F16 took another 40 seconds for it to fully load. While on average for the SN850X it was 1.5 minutes. That's almost half the time, and I repeated these tests multiple times and multiple different times of day to make sure. Loading into the F16 took 31 seconds, which is a bit of a difference. Loading wise, the difference as you could see was quite small, 10 seconds here and there, except when loading in online where we saw a much bigger improvement. But take all these tests with a grain of salt because my testing was lacking. You need to repeat the test 3 times for the data to be objective, and well, I didn't do that with the Crucial SSD. This leads it to performing very similar to the Western Digital Black SSD, even though if I would have ran the tests more times, we could have gotten slower or similar results as well. I do actually think the SN850X load times are faster than the Crucial P3, that this data just isn't accurate. It was stupid of me, but there's nothing I can do now. Live and learn. I am willing to make a follow-up video on this SSD and answer any of your questions, so leave them in the comments. I have to be honest, when upgrading your SSD there is a bit of a placebo effect and it feels faster than it actually is. While load times might not have that big of a difference, there is one more factor, and that is performance while flying. Because it can grab the files much quicker from the SSD, there are less stutters and the performance is better overall. This also can be helped by upgrading RAM. Let me know if you would be interested in a video about that as well. I can definitely recommend this SSD, but something like this Crucial P3 SSD is enough for DCS as well. Heck, even a SATA SSD is good, though there you can actually start noticing some load time differences. I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!